Now the other film I'm going to review is Timerider, The Adventure of Lyle Swann, which stars Fred Ward in the role of Lyle Swann. And essentially this is, the film is basically he's riding in the Baja 100 race, the character Lyle Swann. He was a motorcycle rider. And he inadvertently crosses the path of a time travel device called the Timerider. And it's in the middle of the desert, and he doesn't know he's back in the Old West. He gets transported to the 1870s. And he finds Peter-Coyote in a rare role of a scenery-chewing villainous cowboy. And Lyle Swann is a little perturbed that there are no phones, but of course the Old West doesn't look all that different from the modern West that he came from in the 1980s. So yeah, there are no phones. You have a buxom Belinda-Bauer who doesn't take too long before she removes her clothes, and she kind of provides him with some housing and so on and so forth. L.Q. Jones, who appear in a lot of westerns, appears. Ed Lauter, who I did meet at Chiller Theater, and you would recognize him. He's done hundreds of films. He's a character actor. He plays a priest. But Fred Ward is not very well cast. He's kind of a listless hero. Once again, listless, just like Clinton Spilsbury in Lone Ranger. And Belinda-Bauer doesn't do much except show some flesh, and she's tied to a bed, nearly raped. Peter-Coyote overacts, etc. There's only one good scene in Timerider. And if you've never heard of it, that's fine. You know, don't bother. But there are better time travel movies. But Peter-Coyote wants the motorcycle. He's seen it, the one that Lyle Swann has been riding on in the Old West, and it's referred to as the Machine. And there's one good scene where Peter-Coyote gets on that motorcycle, starts it up, and then he falls on his bum because the thing, you know, he has no idea. Other than that, it's a snore-inducing and highly indifferent film. Once again, there's that word indifferent. I use it a lot. Indifferent and listless. And it bears some of the nifty ideas of time travel without realizing them. The only thing of interest, there are two things. One is that Lyle Swann is not aware until the end of the film, and I hate to spoil it for anybody, that he is in the Old West. So there isn't really, how can I put it, there isn't enough weight given, enough sense of jeopardy for the character, because he has to get back, but he doesn't know where he's at. So it's sort of interesting. It might be better as a novel than a movie, I think, that idea. And then there's a twist of fate at the end, which I won't give away, that involves Belinda-Bauer. Maybe just by that sentence alone you might figure out what the twist is. But like anything else, it's a film that you forget about the next day. It's a forgettable movie, so don't bother. So I don't have anything to recommend this week, but I do highly recommend Elia Kazan's Baby Doll from 1956, and I will review that on an upcoming show. A great, great film. Unlike Timerider, which you can forget about the next day, Baby Doll is something you can't put out of your mind, but I will review it in the future. And next week, I'm going to do a special show on the art and the artist, how we have not been able to separate one from the other. Sometimes they're the same, sometimes not. In particular, having to deal with film actors or directors. People who have become notorious for certain things they've said or done. Roman Polanski, Mel Gibson, etc. Woody Allen. Can we separate what it is that they do privately from their art? And that will be next week's show. So I hope you enjoy Jerry at the Movies. Check out Baby Doll, and avoid at all costs Timerider. And if you must see Legend of the Lone Ranger, fine, but you'll have a better time with Clayton Moore in the old serials if you get to check them out either on television or they are available on DVD and VHS, if anyone still has a VCR out there. So this is Jerry at the Movies, and I'll see you next week.